Hello everybody, and welcome back to Battle of the States 2. This is actually going to be our first quarterfinals match between Massachusetts and Pennsylvania. Massachusetts playing a couple of tough games, but they've made it here to the quarterfinals after coming second in their group. And Pennsylvania, one of the remaining group winners, we've had a couple drop down, but it's going to be Pennsylvania, Colorado, New Mexico, and Texas that still remain of the group winners. And we'll see if which team is able to stay alive here rather than if. So I'm going to move over to the match screen here, and we're going to get our levels picked.
They're playing a one-off,
There you go.
like basically. I'll tell you later.
So I do have your level, your first level. You guys are going to be playing Chroma.
Definitely on Steam.
25-minute match on go. We're going to get started, okay?
Okay.
Three.
I guess we're doing this, huh?
Yes.
Oh wait,
we
I gotta
are.
make a
Everyone's
copy.
on-
I gotta make a copy. Give me a
Oh,
sec. Sorry.
yeah. Right. Okay, make your copy.
Okay.
So over.
Okay, I got my copy.
Okay,
Wait,
great.
are-
This is
are
a
we-
25-minute match. We're going to get going so Fox can.
we already have
move
to play
on.
Unreality.
Yeah.
Unreality,
okay.
yes. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello.
Oh goodness.
Oh
Oh
no,
no.
dude.
And with that, we're going to be off with our first level here, Unreality. And let me get the level thumbnail ready because I was so desensitized to the amount of levels that we were going through. I forgot to set it, but we do have it here now. This one looks interesting. This is a tier 18, so for our Insane Demons, we are going to be doing tier 16 to tier 18. So we just barely got this one, but we are going to be rolling with this. It took a very long time to get an Insane Demon that no one had any progress on, but we have gotten to it, so we can get started now. On the Massachusetts side, we're gonna be looking at Kapamari, Patrick 61804, who's also running this tournament and the GD World Tournament, as well as BTBO, which I actually learned stands for Brutal the Big One while I was getting some pre-match stuff ready, so that's interesting. On the other side, for Pennsylvania, we're going to have Magmeta, Fox, Demix, and Shinster, all of which have played before. So all of these players have played in this tournament before. Some, I believe, also played in Battle of the States 1. But should be a very interesting match. On paper, I'd say Pennsylvania definitely favorited to take this one away, but we've also seen a lot of favorites drop. As I mentioned before, we've had a lot of group winners get eliminated. In fact, only 3 group winners stand, as I mentioned in the intro. So we'll see if maybe Massachusetts wants to shorten it down to 2 here, or if Pennsylvania is going to walk away with the win on this one. Yeah, so far an impressive run for both teams, but only one more is going to be able to advance. That's just how it is with the knockout stage. Win or go home. And again, our first quarterfinals match. So Insane Demons now, 25 minutes on the clock for this one. Barely a minute long. And with that, yeah, we're just getting started here. So the one thing I am curious about is I'm wondering what progress and completions are going to look like on these Insane Demons. Because the time does increase by 5 minutes for every single difficulty, but I think for anyone who's played like higher difficulties, at least I can attest to this personally, is that it feels almost a little bit exponential in how difficult the levels get. And that I feel like you can't just tack another 5 minutes of playtime onto a hard demon for like an Insane Demon difficulty and then expect the same kind of progress and completions to come through. I'm starting to expect things to slow down as we go into these later rounds, especially if we start playing the higher end Insane Demons, but we don't have to worry about that just yet. But we'll see how the players end up doing. We can see that, unlike a lot of our previous matches, this one is actually going quite slow. I think part of that definitely has to do with the level itself. This one looks rather confusing. You can see a couple players actually taking advantage of show hitboxes in practice mode. It's going to be Patrick and Magmeta. But no one's even reached the 40s yet in practice mode, and 3.5 minutes are left on the clock. With a lot of our hard demons at this point in time, you'd expect the first practice runs have already been completed. So this shaping out to be a tough one. So probably won't be too much to discuss in terms of player progress for quite some time here. Especially seeing as this is a solo commentary. I have done one of these before, doing another one again, because Patrick is playing in this round, so it's just going to be cool to get to hear on the commentary. Hope you don't get tired of my voice. Hi, Mom. I'm good. I'm commentating in my channel, so being able to do fun. Oh, you ain't having. Okay, my apologies. My mom walked in the room. I wasn't too lonely with the silence. Take another look at our practice runs here. Not much has changed, really. It looks like Shinster's in the 60s, so doing a bit better than everyone else is right now. BTBO just entered the 50s. Everyone else still learning. Looks like Magmeta is elected to just really go and learn the beginning, because maybe she's decided probably not going to get very far on this one, which... I mean, we'll see what ends up happening, but that might not be the worst strategy, all things considered, because it's looking like a bit of a struggle for everyone here. Bit of a memory-based level here. You can see the gimmick that Patrick's been at for a while. It's very weird. Blocks kind of move as you do, so that's going to be a little bit tough. There's actually another level he showed me. It was a medium demon he said he played in the Open Cup that had a similar gimmick, and it was really annoying. So I imagine this one is probably not any more fun. But we'll see if he gets any more confidence on that. Shinster just got to what I believe was the late 60s. We're going for another practice run here. So again, from the looks of it, the players are not super confident on picking up completions. So got a little bit of a weird level on this one. But I suppose that's to be expected with the amount of levels we had to re-roll to actually get an insane demon to play. Which is strange, because generally the amount of completions everyone has on the demons kind of lowers the higher difficulty it goes. So I'm surprised that this one took so long. Yeah, Unreality is proving relentless right now. No one has even put any points on the board yet. 6 minutes have gone down the clock. 19 minutes left to go. And the practice runs continue their progress. So not much happening. But again, it's looking like a lot of the players don't think they're getting very far. And you can see a lot of people are resetting and are now back in the 30s. That's why I've seen them get much further before. Patrick is practicing this part in the 20s right now. Learning before he can continue learning. This is proving to be a tough one. Magmeta's still in the beginning here. Shinster in the beginning. But yeah, this might actually be one of the hardest levels we've won yet, if not the hardest. Aside from that, there was one unrated hard demon in the match between Colorado, New Mexico, and Puerto Rico, which went very poorly for everyone. I believe the furthest run was actually 44%, so that one proving to be pretty tough. But yeah, it's proving to be difficult. Magmeta gonna start playing the beginning again. Might actually be going from 0 now. See if she gets any checkpoints down, but from the looks of it, she's gonna start to score here. But no, it doesn't look like it. It looks like practice mode, actually. No points getting on the board here, so... For the time being, still no scores just yet. A rather slow match, this one. BTBO paused for the time being. Another interesting thing about this match is that actually all of the players are in voice calls with their respective teams. That is something that you are allowed to do. You haven't seen too many teams taking advantage of it, but Pennsylvania is all in the group call right now, and so is all of Massachusetts. So they're going to be taking advantage of that, communicating, which, and for a level this tough and this learny, I think actually quite beneficial, so good on them for taking advantage of that. Just about 8 minutes have passed at this point. Looks like Fox is going to start going from 0. It's only gone to 45 in practice mode. So, did score 1. And with that, Pennsylvania is going to take the lead by 1%. There's so little scores coming through. I actually made sure to put that one in myself. But Pennsylvania will be in the lead by percentage, which is probably the smallest early lead I have ever seen in my entire life. And it might stay for a lot longer than you might think. Everyone's still in practice mode here. But this is certainly a tough one. Would not want to be these guys right now. It's a good thing I'm commentating. But yeah, again, not really too much to discuss here. I still am very interested to see how Pennsylvania does here, because I think we've seen a lot of teams that you figured like would be very favored to do very well go down kind of early. I mean, like I said, a lot of group winners going down, but Pennsylvania has been one of the few teams who has won their group rather convincingly, and they've kind of continued to maintain that, still getting convincing wins. Convincing win in the round of 16, going to be 8% for Magmeta, 2% for Shinster. So with that, all of the players for Pennsylvania have scored at this point in time. Shinster going to continue to put points on the board. Going to be 11% for Magmeta here. But again, Pennsylvania has kind of maintained that dangerous position they had as a very scary team here. Has not faltered in the knockout stage. Going to be 18% for Magmeta here, 7% for Shinster. So starting to build a bit of a lead here. Going to be up 26% now. Just about 10 minutes have passed. And we might be seeing why this Pennsylvania team has been so feared among all the players in the Battle of States tournament. It'll be 9% for Shinster. We have a 28% lead now. Magmeta currently leading in percentage, but she's going to go back into practice mode again. Fox has still been practicing. Might be expecting some further runs from him soon. Patrick's still going at the beginning here. And for how tough this level is, I'm still honestly very surprised this is a tier 18. We can play this. We're supposed to be avoiding the higher end Insane Demons. We're doing some of the easier Insane Demon tiers for now. So the bottom 40% of Insane Demons in regards to difficulty. But this one proving tough. Patrick going to start scoring now. Just got 2%. But already going to go back to practice mode. And practice mode for actually every player now. Back in practice mode again. Massachusetts have put at least some percentage on the board here. But again, the scores are so tiny at this point, they're not really much to note. We're approaching the halfway mark here. Just a minute and a half left to go. And not many scores here. So again, this level proving very, very difficult. So I'd be surprised for our second level to see something this tough come through again, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, getting interesting here. Just a sec. Any new progress here? Muted for a little bit now. Looks like Shinster is going to go back to playing from 0 here. Might be seeing some scores from those players soon. Everyone else still getting that practice in. Magmeta practicing the 30s though, so she might end up being one of the highest scorers. Going to be 10% for Shinster. Kapamari playing from 5 right now. Run from 5 to the 30s, which normally I wouldn't really care for, but seeing as how this match has been going, that might actually be huge for Massachusetts. And helping them come back from this deficit. Kapamari gonna do 5 to 49 here. Gonna be learning more of that beginning. Fox playing from 7. Shinster is still playing from 0. Hasn't passed 10% in a little bit. Just got the run though. And the one thing I am curious for, because I did forget to check this, but I'm wondering when this is the best of 3 or best of 5. I do believe this is a best of 3, so it's gonna be very beneficial to pick up this point. Should be match point for whichever team is left, but I will confirm that once it's over. Looks like Kapamari is playing from 3, so expecting a run from 0 to come through very, very soon. And we'll have to wait and see. It's definitely been one of, if not just our toughest match yet. Only 31% across both teams, and we're over halfway done with the match right now. Massachusetts only 2% at this point in time. Capamari run from 3 to 34, so looking at least relatively consistent. Looking like that practice is going to pay off, especially seeing as everyone's a little bit slow here. Shinster still going from 0, BTBO playing from 5, Fox still playing from 7. Yeah, definitely going to be a very interesting beginning to the Insane Demon round. Although this match is being pre-recorded, so you are hearing me from 2 hours in the past. Going to be 21% for Shinster. And Pennsylvania going to be up 38% now at that run. Yeah, this is a pre-recorded match, so we'll see how this compares to the first one that you'll be seeing on stream, but this is the first quarterfinals match that's being played. Looks like Capamari is playing from 2, so I'm going to expect some runs from 0 to come through for this player very, very soon. Patrick's still learning that beginning. BTBO still learning that beginning. Fox has been playing from 7 for quite some time now, but looks like getting somewhat deeper runs is a little bit of a struggle. Magmeta playing from 21 right now, so she's trying to learn as much as possible, see if she can get any runs in as the timer counts down. Still got over 10 minutes left on the clock, so everyone got that time to practice, although it's looking like Shinster just electing to brute force from 0 and see what happens, which, depending on how consistent everyone else is, might not be the worst strategy. Patrick getting pretty far in this practice run now, currently at 37. BTBO playing from 5. Is Capamari from 0 right now? I do wonder. Let's see once it concludes. Capamari is from 0! Gonna be a 48% run! And that's actually going to put Massachusetts in the lead by 10% now. Capamari going to be a game changer for Massachusetts here. They were down so much, but Shinster fighting back. Going to be a 39% run, and with that, Pennsylvania is going to pull ahead once again. Got 9.5 minutes left on the clock here, and these teams fighting back and forth. But look at Magmeta also playing from 0, going to get 48%. And with that, Pennsylvania is going to pull ahead even more. They're going to be up 38% now. Going to be 88 to 50, the percentages in favor of Pennsylvania. Looks like Fox is starting to get those runs in too. Just got 6%. Going to be going from 0. See a couple of percentages come through for him as well. And things are changing up big time. And then Pennsylvania losing that lead, but taking it right back. And you can kind of see the difference in strategies for these players. Capamari and Magmeta are going to go right back to practice mode after getting those deep runs, because they know they're going to have to get more familiar with the rest of it if they want to score. Your furthest run is still only going to be the only one that matters. But Shinster, going to keep playing from 0. She got 21. Looks like Patrick is actually pretty close to putting some points on the board here. Playing from 1.5, I'm going to move up though. Getting a little more practice in. BTBO playing from 1 at this point. So we'll likely be seeing more points for Patrick and BTBO shortly. Foxdemic still going through that beginning. Looks like Shinster is on another deep run here. It's the late 30s, but we're gonna go down to 38. Not gonna be putting any more points on the board here for Pennsylvania, but they're still in a relatively commanding position, I'd say, considering the level that they're playing right now. And Magmeta and Capamari going to be learning the 50s right now. But no other runs of note for the time being. Less than 8 minutes left on the clock, and it's looking like this one is going right to the end. But again, Patrick and BTBO have yet to go from 0, or at least for Patrick, no meaningful attempts from 0. I believe played one attempt from 0 by accident before immediately going back to practice mode. So these players could shake things up big time in Massachusetts' favor. However, take a look at Shinster here, who's actually in practice mode. I take that back. I've been fooled. Going to be learning more, which I say the right call. Hasn't passed 39 in quite some time. Foxdemic, while I was discussing other players, actually got 17%. So Pennsylvania going to be up 54% now. Their lead growing and growing again, not by much, but this is a very tough level, so it's really going to come down to the flyer. The smallest of runs making the biggest difference for this one. Unreality proving unrelenting here. Patrick and BTBO again, yet to play in from 0. Could shake things up big time for Massachusetts. We'll see if all this practice is going to pay off for them. But I am curious to see for Kapamari and Magmeta if they can get any new vests here. Can continue to grow the leads for their respective teams with their percentages. From Pennsylvania going to be the lead up 54% right now. Over double Massachusetts score, but looks like BTBO is finally decided to join the party. Going to start playing from 0 here. We've just got 3%. And lag at the moment. Going to be a new best for BTBO. Going to get 8% and going to be on the board now. Pennsylvania's lead shortening to 46%. Patrick's still practicing. Looks like Shinster has gone back to playing from 0 here. Fox still playing from 0. So it's going to be Fox, Demix, Shinster, and BTBO. Opening points on the board here. Going to be 9% for BTBO. Just as I say, Shinster on another run to the 30s here. Might we be looking at a new best? Going to be 40% for Shinster. Going to ride right off of that slope there, and it's going to go down. Looks like Patrick also going to be joining the party here. Finally going from 0 with 5.5 minutes left on the clock. Going to get 4% here. Already on the board because I added that run, but a run of at least 5 would officially put Patrick on the board, and there it is. Patrick going to get 5%. We got scores coming through. Meanwhile, Shinster going to get 45. So Pennsylvania going to get 47% now. Holding on to that lead, and they have been for quite some time. Briefly lost it, but took it right back and going strong here. Things continue the way they are. Pennsylvania going to go up 1-0 here, but we'll see if Massachusetts is able to fight back. Patrick going to go back into practice mode here. BTB on a new best run in the late 20s. In the 30s now, this ball been a little bit tough for Shinster. We'll see if BTBO likes it any better. Already in the 40s here. That's a run to the ship. BTBO pausing. How much do you remember? We're going to have to find out here. Might be a new furthest run, if anyone. 47. Repeat pauses. I want to see where BTBO dies. Watching a video. Is that even allowed? Actually, I think it's allowed, but yeah, BTBO gonna like to watch a video here. That's how bad this has gone. Gonna get 49. So that is the furthest anyone has gone by 1%. Gonna help to close the gap between Massachusetts and Pennsylvania by quite a bit. Pennsylvania only up 8% now. But we'll have to investigate that later. Don't want to interrupt the match now. However, it looks like Magmeta has actually gone back to playing from 0 and just got 37, so she's looking at least somewhat consistent here. Shinster, Patrick, Kapamari still going to be practicing. Kapamari actually going to go back to playing from 0 here, but look at Fox Demix. Going to be a new best run, 30%. And Pennsylvania going to be up 21% now. People wondering why there were no orbs for Fox Demix. He is saving his 5,000 demon, I believe. So it's playing on a copy right now. However, it's the same as always. The exact same as everyone else is playing. BTBO going to go up to 29. Shinster still practicing. Magmeta in the 20s. Might she be getting a new best here? Curious to see if she can pass BTBO's run to 49%. Pennsylvania would still have to lead regardless of speed right now, but would certainly be interesting to see. She's going to reach the ship in the 50s now, so this is the furthest anyone has gone. A little bit of lag on the screen share there, but going to be late 50s, early 60s now for Magmeta. And she's getting far, going to get 66, jumped a little too early. Not going to make it into that gravity portal, but Pennsylvania up 39% now. And barely 2.5 minutes left on the clock here, and they're in a pretty good position, all things considered. Shinster going to go back to playing from 0 as well, so might be seeing more points on the board from this player. Patrick, a chance to be a major difference maker for Pennsylvania, or not for Pennsylvania, for Massachusetts. Got a little tongue-tied there. But we'll have to see. He's only got 2 minutes to make something happen, and they're down 39% right now, so some deep runs going to have to come through for Massachusetts pretty soon if they want to come back from this deficit and take the point, because from the looks of it, Pennsylvania going to be walking away with this one. 2 minutes left on the clock now. Kapamari in the 40s. Might be seeing a new best run here. Saw Magmeta get to 66 after learning that ship. Kapamari on a new best run. Going to get 56 here. 10% less than Magmeta. Gonna help out Massachusetts, only down 31% now, but a run's gonna come through for Shinster, 48%, so Pennsylvania gonna be up 34%. And at this point, Patrick aside, everyone playing from zero, just trying to get as many percentage points on the board as possible as the clock ticks further and further down. 1-2 are at the moment. Looks like Shinster is gonna be at the ball. Yet to pass that ship. Magmeta, the only player so far to do so. Shinster going to go down to the ball, not even going to reach the ship. And soon enough, going to be a minute left on the clock. Again, clock's ticking for Massachusetts here, down 34%. Going to need to make it back, and make it back quickly. Magmeta on another good run here. And 40 is going to go down to 40%. Patrick still getting the practice in. Again, less than a minute left on the clock. He is going to start going from zero now. Just try and get as much as you can before the match ends. Looks like Fox is actually on a new best run here. Going to get 48% of Fluke from 30. And Pennsylvania going to be up 52% now. Shinster also had a run to the ship, but no new best comes through. Magmeta run to the ball here in the 30s. One else too far at the moment. Magmeta going to go down to 38%. And only 20 seconds left on the clock now. It's looking like this one's coming down to time unless we see some crazy flukes from everybody, which at this point I don't think is super likely. Less than 10 seconds left now. Shinster at this UFO. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And with Fox, Demix, and Magmeta paused, that's actually going to be it for them. So Magmeta and Fox going to be done here. Looks like BTBO is going to be finished. Who else remains? Looks like Patrick is done as well. Take a look back over our players here. Kapamari is done. Looks like it's just Shinster remaining. See if Shinster can at least on the new best run. And gonna end with 49. And that's gonna do it for Unreality. Pennsylvania gonna go up 1-0 here. And with that, I'll get everyone unmuted.
Oh my god, that shit was horrible.
Holy fucking shit.
Dude, I didn't.
So bad.
I literally just gave up on the practice run at like 47 because I was like, I'm not getting.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
know.
that's what
I
we all
literally
did.
learned. I got to the ball and just said, "Fuck it." I'm learning the first cube first, and that's what I
I
did.
spent
and
the
just
entire
worked my
time on
way
the
back.
beginning and I still couldn't get it.
That first cube was so.
Yeah, that first
cube
That
was
first cube took me like
so
15
learning.
minutes to do one time.
I don't
and then
know
just
how
fluke
the fuck
everything.
I got 66, but we ball.
Like the gameplay may
Yeah,
as well.
I'm
Okay, at
happy
the
with
least if I would have
48.
got to if I would have gotten to like 40, we still wouldn't have won. So
Yeah, you would have had to get like really far into the ship.
Yeah,
I
good.
passed,
which
the
I
ship,
literally
but
hadn't
now I got
touched.
to- Oh yeah,
Okay.
that
So,
ship
I'm
honestly.
ready
I might
for the
beat
next
this
level
later.
because
This
again,
level's
I
not
do
that
have work
like
at
that,
like
actually.
7.
It's not a bad
Learning
level.
is
It's
hell.
just
It's not awful.
I'll play
a
later.
long time.
God.
I really like the
Okay.
UFO part.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
that,
UFO was actually
What's
pretty fun.
next?
that
got me
looks
crying.
like a rough one. I'll get the next level for you in a second because the global stats viewer is being difficult and then let me reload.
That might have been one of the worst levels we could have gotten.
We don't
It's
want
not
to
a bad level,
for a
but
tournament, at least it's probably not the worst thing ever.
Like
Like
seems
it's probably
pretty
not
fun
bad to
if you
spend
learn
like an
it.
afternoon on or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I could get this out the way like pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It's really
Wait,
cool.
is that so? Is it true that that UFO click at 16 is just like a frame perfect, basically?
No.
No,
What?
there's no frame
No.
perfect.
There's
It's not
no
like it's not
frame
frame
perfect.
perfect, but it's more different.
There's a
Like,
green
where-
orb you skip.
Yeah, you skip. You have to go like between that and the thing, and if you don't go high enough, you just hit the wall. Or if you go,
It's like
sorry,
super
if you go-
easy. I never
No,
died.
no.
to a snip.
oh, really?
No,
It's
I think you like
definitely a
learned the
slight
wrong click pattern or
difficulty.
something.
Yeah, you were definitely doing it wrong.
Yeah, you could have learned it wrong or something because I don't remember anything being a
Because
frame
that
perfect.
because that UFO was practically just like a walk in a
That was by far the
Yeah,
easiest.
the UFO was the easiest part for us.
There's just one specific click.
So if you
Not
guys
very
are ready, I do
memorable.
have your second level. I don't know how much time
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys got left. So,
Yeah,
I think we
I'm
still
ready.
should have time.
I'm ready,
so
man.
you guys are going to
Okay.
be playing Mazo Mist. I don't know who the creator is. The idea is in
Another
Massachusetts,
Maze.
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I got this for fucking Open Cup against fucking what's their name? No, the
Before
first
that?
round of Rocket against
There's
what's
another
their
memory
name?
level G.
What's their name?
Okay.
Shit, I don't remember.
So,
I'll watch.
well, I'm assuming we
Oh,
can't
yeah.
play this one then.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I
Surely,
played this
surely
against
one of you has
Mohawk.
beaten 8-0, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Bruh.
Yeah, that was
That'd be fire if we could play that.
That was the
Also-
hardest for me back then.
What about sine webs? I'm assuming one of you beat that
Yes,
too.
I'd be.
I've not done that, but yeah, you probably all have.
A Durami.
Okay, this one's a Woogie level. Asymmetry. Anyone beat
I
this?
I beat that.
Okay.
It is pretty
It's
cool, but
okay.
probably not super fun to race on.
No, it's not.
Okay, I'm wondering if any of you beaten this. This one is a 2.2 level. Mary Blood Mist by Kupazu.
What the
I'll send the
fuck?
ID.
Mary
IDs
Oh,
in
the fuck
chat.
is
I've
Oh.
never heard of this in my life. Oh shit!
Mary?
I'm excited, bro.
Fire.
Oh, it's
I'm not beating this.
Oh, God,
LBM
he uses
is
the-
ready.
he uses the
Oh,
heartbeat song.
That's so
We are
weird for Christmas.
so
Oh, uses
good.
yeah.
It's extended. I think this is not exact. This
It
isn't the
says
same.
overall,
Yeah.
so hopefully it's not
Okay.
memory,
I
dude.
think it's based.
Yeah, it should
Well-
be good.
I'm gonna assume it is.
Yeah,
All right,
seeing as no
unmute.
one's played it, looks like we should be ready to start here. This is gonna
Also,
be a
BTBO undeafen this time. You didn't undeafen on the
I'm sorry.
They can gargle my rectum.
Okay, this is going to be a 25-minute match. I have no idea what that guy just said. I'm just gonna move on. All right, on go. We're gonna get started. 3, 2, 1, go.
I have 5 emeralds.
Hey, Fold.
I have 6 emeralds.
Oh shit. Okay.
This
Okay.
And we're gonna be off with our second level here. Gonna be Mary Bloodmiss. I actually do need to change the thumbnail there. You got that in? There we go. Should be fully accurate now. This is an interesting level. What the hell am I looking at? Well, they have to play it, not me, but I do have to look at it. Sixfold. Yeah, certainly some interesting creative choices with the decoration here. This one should be easier. On paper, at the very least.
For the
Gonna be
record,
1817.
BTBO's inputs just don't work right now. We're trying to figure it out.
Oh, do you want me to, like, stop the match, or... Okay, well, we'll see if VTBO gets that sorted. If anything needs to be figured out, then I think Patrick will come back to me. At least someone did just score. Unfortunately, I didn't catch who, but it wasn't a big enough one to count on spreadsheet. I'm going to be going with these practice runs here, although they are going significantly better than they did on the last level. So, that'll be very good for both teams here. Fox Dynamics in the 40s here alongside Shinster at these practice runs, so they're a little bit ahead of everyone else. It looks like Kapamari's in the 40s as well. Whatever BTBO was dealing with seems to have sorted itself out, so should be carrying on with this level. We like the fake heart rate monitor in the section that Patrick's in right now. That's kind of cool. But yeah, this is a level. I don't really know what to say about this one. Rob did give it epic, so clearly he's a fan. Looks like Fox is going to be in the late 60s. Actually in the 70s now on this practice run, so again, he's relatively far ahead of everyone else. Kapamari doing pretty good as well. And from the looks of it, the score should be a lot higher for this one. People's memories are a bit hazy. Match was still a couple minutes ago, but I have a very bad short-term memory. Maybe you do too. No idea. Away with the win on the previous level, although it was incredibly low scoring. The furthest run out of anyone was Magmeta with 66. Second was, I believe, Kapamari with 56. And aside from that, I don't even think anyone even got into the 50s, so it was everyone had a very rough go at it, and that's for sure. Looks like Kapamari is going to be finishing that practice run. Fox soon to follow, alongside Shinster here. What is BTBO doing? Oh. Okay. This is not gonna win until Patrick gets it fixed. Okay, great. And BTBO is having a very rough go at it. It's like Patrick can complete the practice run. Shinster actually gonna start going from 0 here. She got 8%, but gonna go back into practice mode. So we do have our first actual percentages on the board now. Pennsylvania once again gonna be taking that early lead. If BTBO's situation sorts itself out, it seems to slowly be coming together. I'm not really sure what's going on there. But once again, everyone just going to be practicing. Pennsylvania with what I would call a pretty convincing victory over Massachusetts on the previous level, although once again, it did seem very hard to score on that, but with everyone kind of struggling, it's kind of hard to hold it against anyone for that performance. Just kind of how some of the levels go. Kind of the nature of these level race tournaments is that you get some random stuff, and sometimes the random stuff is very weird and very hard. But Pennsylvania coming out on top, Scary Santa at 92% there. But yeah, I hope you all are enjoying watching this masterpiece, because I certainly am. It almost reminds me of like Teeth Fortress. In some ways, definitely a very strange level. I'm excited to see how the learning process goes. I feel the previous level wasn't really the best example of what the players are able to do or how insane games will be going in general. I mean, we'll see if this one goes the same way, but so far it seems to be going at least slightly better. No one is still playing the beginning. It's like expecting a lot of practice, but then hopefully some deep runs to come through. Maybe we'll actually see a completion on this one. But for the time being, we're going to be playing from pretty far in. Kapamari is the furthest back, playing from 63 at the moment. I'd say overall it's had a pretty good match. I think most of the players have been playing decent so far, considering the circumstances. Pennsylvania, of course, looking better overall, but we'll see how things shake out on this level. Kapamari playing from 50 now, so might actually be the first to go from 0. Or I guess the second, because that run from Shinster did come through. But Shinster immediately went back into practice mode, so I am assuming that was by accident. Although, might be eating my words here, Shinster going to go back from 0 again after finishing that practice mode run. Did like to do this on the previous level. Got some mixed results with some more practice coming through. Shinster was able to catch up in the end, but didn't work out the best, although we'll see what happens on this one. Does seem a lot easier to read than Unreality, I will give it that. Kapamari still working the way back here. Shinster going to get 19%. So Pennsylvania growing that lead, however small it may be. But once again, everyone's still practicing, so really not too much to note here. Magmeta did MVP on the previous level with 66. Like to see what she's going to be able to do on this one. Is she going from 0 now? No, going to reset the practice run. Although, look at Shinster. This is a new best run here. Going to get 24%. Once again, Pennsylvania, off the back of Shinster, continuing to build that early lead, and we'll see if they can hold on to it. Did lose it briefly on the last level, but for the most part, in control for the entire match. Yeah, Magmeta going to be going for that second practice run. Shinster actually on a new best once again here. Going to get 29. Might have released the dash a bit early there, not too sure. Well, again, Shinster continuing to grow this lead for Pennsylvania. Although we'll see how much the small leads matter on this level. On the previous one, ended up making a very big difference, but this one might be a lot higher scoring. Shinster going to be in the late 10s once again. Everyone else still getting that practice in though, so not too much happening at the moment. But once again, Pennsylvania continuing to look strong here, especially Shinster still going to get 36%, and is now resigned back to practice mode from the looks of it. So that'll be the end of this early lead, at least for the time being for Pennsylvania, as Shinster continues to learn more of the level. and might be getting even further later. So, making the most of the time allotted here. Got around 16 minutes left on the clock now. Everyone's still learning. Kapamari still working the way back. Might be going from 0 soon enough. Yeah, no one else doing anything of the note as of now. Should keep your eyes on Shinster here as the practice continues to come through, because this player off to a very strong start, and we'll see if this lead can be maintained for Shinster on MVP performance right now with no one else going from 0 just yet. And we'll see if that remains. But Pennsylvania, many commanding victories, and on the last level adding another one to their list. And so far doing very good for themselves, but we'll see if a response comes through from Massachusetts. In some parts of the match, they were able to keep it close, but for the most part, Pennsylvania held control. Patrick playing in the 40s right now. BTBO still practicing ascending for the tie B. Interestingly enough, Kapamari has actually moved forward, playing from 73 now, as opposed to 20. So Kapamari might be gunning for that completion, and we'll see if it comes through. Yeah, not too much intensity here. Looks like Shinster actually did a pretty good run and is going to go back to playing from 0. So we'll see what more Shinster is able to do for Pennsylvania here. Into the late 10th once again. See what comes to this attempt. Looks like Kapamari looking to make a response. Going to start going from 0. Just got 4%. But back to practice mode already. Shinster still going though in the 30s. Needs to pass 36. And will do so. This is a new best for Shinster. Going to be putting even more percentages on the board for Pennsylvania. And their lead's going to continue to grow. Shinster putting in work for the Pennsylvania team right now. Going to get 52%. And with that, Pennsylvania continuing to grow that lead, doing very well for themselves here. Other than that 4% run for Kapamari, looks like Magmeta's going to start going from 0 as well while it's looking away. So Pennsylvania up 65% now. Fox Demics also very close to going from 0. So Pennsylvania put themselves in a pretty good position here. Although we'll see if the response comes through from Massachusetts. All 3 players in practice mode. So this is Pennsylvania's window to grow that lead. And see if they can really secure themselves that advantage as we approach the second half of our match here. Only a minute to go. Magmeta going to get 19%. BTBO has moved backwards, playing from 50 now. Kapamari going to get 8%. Patrick playing from 30, so progress is being made slowly but surely. Magmeta might be getting a new best here. Going to get that spider web. Going to die to 21. Kapamari going to die to 12. So, many runs coming through here, but in the end, Pennsylvania continuing to hold on to that lead, up 61% here. See if Magmeta can get a new best this time around. She's going to go down to 17%. Fox Demics was just playing from 4, playing from 7 now. Might be playing from 0 very soon. Magmeta once again, chance to get a new best. Kapamari is on a new best right now in the late 20s. So this will be big for Massachusetts, helping them bring back the deficit a little bit. Gonna be a run to the late 30s for Kapamari and counting. Interested to see if Kapamari can pass Shinster's best of 52. Would make the match for MVP rather interesting and be extremely beneficial for Massachusetts, and Kapamari will actually do so. A run to the late 50s, now early 60s for Kapamari, and gonna keep Massachusetts in the game, but Magmeta gonna get 36% while I look away, and Shinster's on a new best run in the 70s here, but so is Kapamari. So many runs coming through here. 36 for Magmeta, Shinster and Kapamari still going, both in the late 70s, almost perfectly synced up here. Might actually be perfectly synced up. Both in the 80s now. But Kapamari gonna go down to 85, but Shinster not gonna falter, still going. Are we looking at a completion here? Final jump goes through, and I think that's it. Our first completion of this entire series. 100% for Shinster. And Pennsylvania gonna be up a completion now. Huge congratulations to Shinster here, having an insanely good performance on this level, building that early lead for Pennsylvania, and being the first one to get the completion. A rare sight. And now Pennsylvania going to be up 46%. Patrick going to start going from 0, got 20% while I was looking away. But Pennsylvania put themselves in an amazing position now. And with Kapamari not getting that completion, you have to feel Massachusetts might be in a little bit of danger. Shinster being a massive difference maker here. BTBO still practicing. Patrick runs to the 40s, 40% for Magmeta. And this is going to be early 50s now for Patrick. This is a huge run for Massachusetts, even though they're still down on that completion. Going to help to bring the percentage deficit down to 12%. Patrick going to get 59. A huge run for Massachusetts, although still down that completion. You need to see the completion come through to tie things up. From any player now would actually give Massachusetts the lead. But look at Fox Demix. He's on a new best here. Got 16% earlier. Failed to mention, but making his presence known here. This is a run to the mid-50s for Fox Demix. A massive fluke from 16 right now in the 60s. Gonna go down to 60%. But still, that's points on the board for Massachusetts, or percentage on the board for Massachusetts. They're gonna be at 56% now. With that run from Fox Demix. All the Pennsylvanian players here are pulling their weight. And with that completion from Shinster, I'm in a great spot right now. Patrick, another run to the 30s. Kapamari soon to reach the 30s, in there now. Magmeta on a new best run here. Previous best of 40%. Furthest behind if any of the Pennsylvanian players might want to make that change. We're going to get 46%. Still a good run. Get a bit more percentage on the board for Pennsylvania. Up 62% now, but take a look at Patrick. Another run to the 50s here. Kapamari also in the 50s, but Patrick needs to pass 59 for that new best. And he's getting closer and closer to doing so. He's going to reach the 60s for the first time here. And again, a completion would be huge for Massachusetts here, even though they would still be behind the percentage. But Patrick going to get 72%. No completion there, but the percentage difference continuing to lower. Massachusetts fighting back here. Magmeta going to be on another run to the 40s. Might be looking at another new best once again. One more completion for Pennsylvania would bring about an early ending to this match. As we can see, barely 9 minutes left on the clock now. Magmeta on a run to the 50s here for the first time. And let's see what she's able to do. Gonna reach the 60s here, getting these orbs done. And reaching the home stretch. In the 70s now. That's 72. This will be at least the third best of the match here. Might we be looking at a completion for Magmeta? She's in the 80s now. Can she pass Kapamari's 85? Gonna get 84. Won't do so. But again, huge for Pennsylvania. They're gonna be up, I believe, 97%. My math is a little bit off. I actually think 87%. But that's a huge run, especially with Kapamari going down to the 50s earlier, and BTBO still in practice mode. Pennsylvania oh, Jesus Christ. Pennsylvania continuing to grow this lead is what I was trying to say. Themselves in a very good position. Neither Fox Demix nor Magmeta very far at the moment. Patrick going to be another one to the 40s. No one else too far for the time being for Massachusetts or Pennsylvania. Magmeta gonna go down to 35%. Patrick gonna die to 52%. Kapamari still going and runs to the late 30s here. In the 40s now. Making steady progress, and past 85 was very close to picking up that completion, but wasn't able to do so. Thankfully for Massachusetts, Magmeta did not pick up the completion, down to 84, so the match goes on. Massachusetts a chance to catch up, and BTBO gonna start going from 0. That rhymes, that's why you know it's true. 5% for BTBO now, and this could be a major difference maker for Massachusetts, as up until this point in time, they've essentially been a player short with BTBO getting that practice in. But we'll see now what the runs might be. Could change things up big time for Massachusetts. Again, for the time being, no one very far at the moment. I think Patrick's going to be in the 30s. Magmeta following suits. 8% for BTBO. Finally, that percentage is going to display now with that run past 5%. Patrick in the late 40s now. Magmeta in the mid 40s. Capamari in the 40s too. Got a couple of deep runs coming through here. Patrick getting closer and closer to 72%. Needs that new best. Needs that completion to give Massachusetts any hope of coming out on top here. And he's going to get a run to the late 60s. Magmeta runs to the mid 60s. 23% for BTBO, but Magmeta is still going. Remember, if she picks up this completion, it's going to be an early ending to this match. Nearly 6 minutes left on the clock, but Magmeta's going to go down to 74%. No new best is going to come through there. And with that, the lead for Pennsylvania is shortened to 64% with that earlier run from BTPO. So Massachusetts starting to fight back here, but they're still down that completion, still down in percentage. They're going to need more if they want to take this to a game 3. And for the moment, it's looking dicey. Less than 6 minutes left on the clock. And Pennsylvania has held on to this lead strong. Magmeta on another run to the 40s. Been getting multiple deep runs here, but she hasn't been able to turn them into completion. Not yet. Going to be a run to the 50s. Capamari in the 40s. But Capamari going to go down. Magmeta, though, still alive and kicking. Looking like a run to the 60s here. And she's going to be reaching that home stretch soon enough. You have to wonder if she's going to be able to pick up a completion this time around. At the very least, a new best to help Pennsylvania grow their percentage lead, especially with BTBO getting 33%. But Magmeta goes down to 75. 74 the previous run there, and 75 this time around. Multiple unfortunate deaths here. And Pennsylvania's percentage lead starting to shrink. Patrick gonna go down to 53, no new best there. Capamari on another run to the 40s, went down to the 40s the last time around. Let's see what happens here. Okay, 40s for Capamari, gonna go down to that ship, 48%. See BTBO on a new best here. Screen on froze, gonna get 35. Patrick in the same parts, but needs to get past 72. Magmeta, another run to the 40. She's been very, very consistent, but struggling to run these runs to new best or completions. Gonna go down to 49 this time. Patrick, another run to the 40s, been in a similar boat to Magmeta, I have to feel. Run to the mid 40s for Patrick now. Another chance to pass 72%. He is in the 60s now, getting closer and closer to that new best. But gonna go down to 61. The Yellow Orb standing the better of him. Capamari, a run to the late 50s. I don't think we've seen Capamari here in a little bit of time. Might we be looking at an ending attempt as BTBO gets 36%? No one too far as of right now, so keep your eyes on Capamari. 4 minutes left on the clock. Get it past that spider Magmeta was struggling with, but gonna go down to 78%. No new best comes through, no completion comes through, and Massachusetts gonna remain behind. Patrick, another run to the 40s here. See what he's able to do. Again, Massachusetts needs a deep run now, but Pennsylvania, such a strong performance. And they're continuing to hold on to this lead. Magmeta in the 40s once again, but Patrick in the 60s. Might he be getting a new best, or could it be a spider attempt? The spider seemed difficult, but still going. But another death to 72. He misses the blue pad, and Magmeta goes down while that's happening. BTBO practicing. Barely 3 minutes left on the clock. Capamari, another run to the mid-50s. And it's been tough getting new bests for these players in the second half of this match. Capamari, though, another spider attempt. Gonna be early to mid-70s for Capamari now. Another chance to pass 85%. Let's see what happens this time around. Passes 79. Another shot here. But 85% again. Forgets to jump. A second death to 85 for Capamari, and that could be costly for Massachusetts. They really need a completion soon. Not even 2.5 minutes left on the clock here. Patrick, another run to the 50s. Need to see some new bests come through here. This Pennsylvania has been going strong for a lot of this match, proving why they're the tournament favorites here. But Massachusetts, let's have a chance to shake things up. But it's proved to be a struggle. Magmeta have been very consistent. Shinster, an amazing completion to shift the tides of the entire match. We'll see if Fox can do anything here, actually, on a run to the 30s. Capamari in the 50s here. No one else too far at the moment, aside from Capamari and Fox. But Fox going to go down to 38%. Capamari going to die in turn. And the deficit remains the same. But less than 2 minutes left on the clock here. And once again, unless Massachusetts can bring out a completion and some new bests. It's looking like Pennsylvania is going to walk away with the 2-0. No one too far at the moment. BTBO is still practicing, but 1.5 minutes left on the clock. You have to wonder how much this practice is really going to amount to. Not a lot of time left. BTBO going to go from 0 now. Going to make the last couple of seconds here count. The last 75 seconds. Less than a minute and a half remaining. Kapamari, another run to the 50s. Patrick, late 30s. Fox Demix, late 30s. In the 40s now. Magmeta soon to follow. Kapamari going to go down to 60%. Patrick's still going. In the 50s now. Magmeta not too far behind. Fox Demix in the 50s, but going to go down to 53%. No new best is going to come through. Magmeta and Patrick still going. BTBO on a new best run. And Patrick, a chance to get a new best, a chance to get a completion would be very needed for Massachusetts here. Another shot at 72, and he will pass it this time around. Magmeta still going, and the Spider as well. 75 for Patrick. Magmeta going to keep going, though. Past 75 might be an attempt to the 80s. It will be an attempt to the 80s for Magmeta. Might we be looking at a completion? This is a new best run for Magmeta. Well, Pennsylvania bring about an early ending to this match, albeit a short one, and Magmeta, she's going to pick up that completion. BTBO going to get 70%, but it's not going to be enough. With that completion from Magmeta, that's it. Final attempts for all of Massachusetts. And for Fox as well. Fox on a new best as well, going to help with that percentage margin. The 3 remaining Massachusetts players still going. Fox Deming's going to be done here. And Massachusetts, if they want to turn this around, they need those. They're going to need these completions now. These final attempts. It's all going to come down to this. Kapamari runs to the late 70s. Patrick in the 50s. BTBO going to be in the 40s now. A run to 82% for Kapamari. And counting. Another shot at 85. Going to pass it this time around. But going to go down to 87. Patrick dies to 67, and that's it. They're not going to be able to turn it around. Pennsylvania going to go 2-0 here. And BTBO going to go down, so that's it. Pennsylvania takes the win on Mary Bloodmiss. And we're going to get everyone unmuted here.
That was pretty close. That was a good way to end it.
Dude. Holy
Bro.
shit.
Cool level.
Actually,
I like it.
such a fun level, dude.
Yeah, such a good level.
I like that, yeah.
It's very like one of the best insane demons I've played, Loki.
Oh shit.
I'm just glad I didn't embarrass myself this time.
Yeah, I was on track to embarrass myself, bro. I had 0 with like 5 minutes.
I had some really dumb deaths in the 60s, so I didn't get
I
into
kept
it.
dying to the fucking 2.2 ship physics in the ship halfway through because
Oh my
I'm
god.
dumbass.
Yeah.
I literally never died there.
I don't know
So.
why they didn't like disable fixed gravity bug. It's so easy.
Yeah.
But
Because
it would have made the duels worse, probably.
Oh, I guess,
it
yeah.
probably would have made the duels worse, honestly, but
This one is a best of
Oh
3,
my
right?
God.
So,
Yeah, so
Oh wait, it is best of 3? Oh,
Yes.
yes.
so
Oh, okay, cool.
with that done, that's going to be the end of this match. Pennsylvania will be advancing to the semifinals. We have yet to see who their opponents will be. Massachusetts, all things considered, a strong tournament run, but it is going to be the end for them here. At the end of the day, a well-played match by both teams. Massachusetts kept it close on that one. A lot of deep runs. If they could get the completions, we could very well be in a Game 3 right now, but unfortunately, not going to be on this timeline. So that's going to be it for this match. This should be the last match of the day once the stream starts. So once the recording ends, Patrick will show you the standings, or not the standings, rather, what the bracket is going to look like. But that'll be it for now, and we'll see you in a bit.